Nebrasketball hour on the I-80 Club.
Welcome ball.
It's late. Welcome ball. It's late at night. It's a weeknight. My alarm is going to go off before 5 a.m., but I don't give a crap tonight because Nebraska basketball absolutely murders Wisconsin 90-60. Let me say that again. 90-60. And they probably should have won by more. I mean, unbelievable. We are so glad you are here. We are going to have a big crowd tonight because Nebraska basketball might be good. They're probably good. I think that's fair to say. At this point, my name is Jack Mitchell. You are tuned in to the I-80 Club. If you're listening to us on podcast, thank you. If you're watching us live or on delay on YouTube, or on demand, I should say, on YouTube, thank you. Like and subscribe for free to the podcast or YouTube feeds. Get alerts when we start our shows. If you would like to get more info or be a part of the actual I-80 Club, support what we do, comment during the shows, you can go to patreon.com/I-80 Club. We take our comments during the shows exclusively, almost exclusively, from our Discord and our members, although we will take super chats. If you want to send us some super chats today, I got to make sure we don't already have any.
We got a couple.
None yet. Do we have some?
Yeah, we got one from Theo.
Okay. I for whatever reason, I can't post them right now, but I'll figure out how to do that here in just a second. Oh, yeah, here we go. Shout out Theo. It says props to Omaha Central. Did Omaha Central win a basketball game tonight? Yeah, there we go. Props to Omaha Central. Thank you, Theo. We always give a shout out to Theo. And then shout out on a super chat to H Minor. He says Wisconsin got Dutch ovened. Amazing. Amazing. So we're going to take about a half hour, maybe a little more, as long as before they kick Kaleb out of PBA. Kaleb is live still at Pinnacle Bank Arena. I hustled home after the game safely but quickly. And yeah. Kaleb, I'm going to take a breath. Why don't you tell me? I don't even know. I don't know how to even describe what happened tonight for those of you. I'm assuming all of you are, with us right now, watched it. So, which is good because I don't know how to describe what happened tonight.
Yeah, it's the way the game started had me feeling like it was Oklahoma, Sioux Falls, just the pace of it. So up and down, neither team being able to pull away from each other. And then you got the run at the end of the first half. And it's like, okay, can you get this to 20? Then you come out in the second half, you're like, can you stay at 20 or can you get it to 30? And in Nebraska, by the way, I know I want to spend like 10 minutes on Bear K at some point, like 10 minutes, a full 10 minutes on Bear K. But he hit his second three of the game. He had made 2 threes all year. He was shooting 10% from deep. He goes 2 for 2 tonight. His second three that he made was with 5:25 to go in the game. Nebraska scored 3 more points the rest of the game and won by 30.
It's disappointing. You gotta talk about those last 5 minutes if you're going to talk about the whole game, Kaleb.
They won by 30 and scored 3 points in the last.
You got to finish games, Kaleb. I'm just kidding.
It's nuts.
Let's go over. Kaleb, do you mind if we do some quick stats first, and then we can go in a little deeper for some takes? So
yeah.
With that? Yeah. So Nebraska leads 47-31 at half. 47-31 at half. They did trail. I was just listening to some of the highlights on KLIN as I drove home, and I heard Kent and Jeff talking to Fred, who was, you won't believe this, he was very pleased with the effort tonight in many ways, but the beginning of the game, before I get into the stats, was odd because Wisconsin looked like they were going to score 1,000 points in the paint at the beginning of the game. Wide ass open in the paint, Wisconsin was for like 3 out of 5 possessions in the first 5 minutes. You remember that, Kaleb? It seems like a couple of days ago.
Yes.
But just wide open. But in terms of overall stats, Nebraska shoots 54% from the field. Wisconsin shoots 34%. Nebraska shoots 37% from 3, 11 for 30. I mean, nothing crazy on that one at all, Kaleb. This was not the proverbial well, there's going to be a game where Nebraska is going to shoot the lights out and they're going to be unbelievable. This was not that game.
No.
So, clearly. Now, Wisconsin struggled from three. They were 7 for 32 for 22%. Free throws, Nebraska 13 for 15. That's a nice sign, 87%. 82%, 9 for 11. In terms of Nebraska's box score, the leading score, the top scores were all really bunched here. Rink Mast had 17. He basically sat most of the second half, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Braden Frager had 15. Both Berke and Price had 14. Sam Hoiberg had 12. Yes, that is 5 guys in double figures. And Jared Garcia was 2 points away from getting into double figures as well. Your leading, a couple other notable stats, double-digit rebounds. Rink Mast had 10. Jamarcus Lawrence had 7 assists. That was really impressive tonight. Jamarcus Lawrence looking like a true point guard. We can get more into that. A couple of blocks for Berke. And only 10 turnovers for Nebraska. Wisconsin only had 11 turnovers, so they weren't like super careless with the ball either. Wisconsin, obviously, pretty big team. 1 blocked shot for the entire evening. What sticks out to you about those stats, Kaleb?
The fact that Berke only played 19 minutes and scored 14 points. like looking at his impact, because you were curious when his face is bleeding and he checks himself out of the game. The place is going bonkers. And then it's like, are we going to see him again? Is he going to come back? And he does eventually come back.
Oh, I knew we'd see him again.
Well, yes. Was he going to go back on the floor, or was the game out of hand to the point where they were just going to say, hang out on the bench?
I believe he might prefer to play with blood all over his face.
I think he does too.
Was the sense that I got when he went out.
Yeah, so when you're looking just at the box score stuff, that to me stands out on the impact he was able to have. He missed 1 shot, goes 4 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 2 from deep, 4 for 4 at the free throw line, 5 rebounds, an assist, 2 block shots, also had a steal in there. But here's the part you were talking about with Wisconsin and the points in the paint. Early on, it was like, you can get this anytime. You could do this anytime. Wisconsin ends up with 24 points in the paint. Nebraska scored 44 points in the paint because you had bully ball Sam Hoiberg, you have Reggie Miller, Price Sandfort, you've got Frager trying to do windmill dunks after he gets fouled, which, by the way, I think he cut himself because he was getting worked on through a whole timeout
on the windmill dunk that didn't count. Amazing.
Yes. And then obviously you have Rink inside, you have Berke inside, Cale Jacobson scored inside. It was just you had really good minutes from Jared Garcia. That was a guy who came in and gave you really good minutes. Yeah, he
really did. He
did. Scoring the basketball, but especially defensively. He tipped the ball. He was able to get in front of guys. That's a guy that when you're looking at where does the rotation go post Connor Essegian, he's one of the names that we said that could see more time, especially if he's going to do something with it, and then add another layer of especially the game is getting out of hand. He came in and provided some really, really good minutes down the stretch.
All right, I got a lot of things to get to from the chat. Husker for MU on the Discord said having a crazed Turk is a massive asset. Clint says, I looked up in the second half. We were up by 20 some, but we had only had 2 more threes than they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you gave me the score of this game, I would have said, okay, Nebraska hit 48% from 3. They were something like 22 for 40 from 3, and that's not what it is. Mike Stibbs on the super chat said Michael Severe wanted me to send this. Give him my best regards. That guy's the best. Love him. And then Dramatic Nickel says Nebraska beat Wisconsin by 30 and BYU only got 28. And I loved seeing Garcia. He wasn't the best at shooting, but he contributed. BTA Illinois is the biggest of the last 2 weeks. We'll get to that here in just a little bit.
Can you help me, Jack? What does that mean? Brings the aggression? What are we talking about here?
He contributed by the
ounce. No, that would be an O.
Contributed. Beat that ass. he contributed BT. Is that a thing we should know?
Yes, it's belt to ass. I was joking. I thought you would know that.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I was just joking. It means belt to ass.
Oh, I have no idea what that means. I thought is this a 6-7 type thing? I don't know what this is. So there we go. By the way, I have the believe it. Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna believe this. I have the full masked guy texting me he wanted the link to our show. The I'm full mask guy, the guy who got kicked out of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The I'm full mask guy. Yes. Okay. He's
Yes.
texting me and he could not figure out how to get on the stream. And so I'm like trying to talk and send him links directly because he was not able. Hopefully he got it working.
Does he not have YouTube?
I don't know. I told him it was like Google I-80 Club on YouTube, but apparently that was not right. But I'm glad. I think he's with us now. In fact, he just texted me and said, I found it. Thanks, man. And then he just said full mask. So full mask guy who is joining us right now. And again, thank you to Dramatic Nickel, who's I don't understand his expressions. Let me say something, Kaleb. I've been trying to decide whether to say this or not because I don't know if I want the blowback or the counter argument. Whatever, I don't care. Like I've been to more outside of maybe 1% of you listening. I've been to more Nebraska basketball games over the years. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of bad. That might have been. God, I'm sorry. I'm going to say this if this is going to piss people off. That might have been the best I've ever seen a Nebraska basketball team play in my life. I've been going to games since 1986. I don't know that I have ever seen, given everything. And if maybe Wisconsin will turn out to be a huge paper tiger, I kind of doubt it, to be honest. They're really big. Blackwell's a stud. Like, I don't know. Like, they looked miserable against Nebraska. And Nebraska did so many things well in this game on both sides of the floor. So many players. Like, I'm trying to think of just the most overall impressive Nebraska basketball performances in my life. And yes, Wisconsin comes in on no-sit Sunday and Nebraska and that's a top 10 team, a top 5 team. And they didn't freaking beat them by 30. Okay. And I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, and I'll ask me again in a week, but I'm coming out of that game and I'm wondering, is that the best I've ever seen a Nebraska basketball team perform in a game? I can't believe I'm saying it. Like, tell me if Kaleb, slap me if I need to be slapped here. You muted yourself, I think. There you go.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Hey, Kaleb, BTA me if you need to, okay?
Please never. Please never.
I don't. What does it mean? Is that okay, never mind.
Johnny will explain it to you, or someone in the chat will explain it.
Johnny's listening, I think. Johnny, text me. Tell me. All right, what's up?
Anyway, I would have to sit down and be like, okay, what games have I watched? Because you've seen Nebraska upset like the number 1 team in the country. You've seen Nebraska play really, really well this season. 3 days ago, you just saw the Nebraska Creighton game where it was over as it started. It was an intervention, Jack. It wasn't just a win. So, like, you're looking at you're looking at, okay, where does this one rank in there for the way Nebraska played? It's a 30-point win, and Nebraska still did not play perfect. It was okay from 3. The way the game started, it took Nebraska a long time to, 1, get the lead, but then 2, extend down the stretch at the end of that first half. Neither team led by more than 5 points for the first 15 minutes of the game. So there was a lot of room for Nebraska could have come out and hammered them much earlier because you had, as you mentioned, all of the paint touches that Wisconsin was getting early on. There was a lot more that I thought Wisconsin could have stuck with that would have hurt Nebraska, and then it just was like it disappeared. And Nebraska was making shots and ran away from everything. So I don't know that this would be necessarily the best game.
Prisoner in the moment. Just call me. I'm a prisoner in the moment. That's fine. Prisoner in the moment. Just say it. That's all I got to say. Prisoner in the moment.
We're worst environment imaginable.
Well, that's all I gotta say. By the way, you're right. Bear K, I it seems like so long ago. Nebraska went up for by double digits at the first time at 2:21 left in the first half.
Yeah.
Really? When Berke made 2 free throws.
Yep.
And then you had, after that moment, in the end of the first half, Price, and then you had a turnover by Wisconsin. Price made a layup. Wisconsin, Winter missed a 3. And then Frager made 2 free throws. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had another Wisconsin turnover. Frager, I don't know what happened with all of that. Yeah, a bunch of missed shots between both teams. And that was it, actually, I guess. So nobody scored for the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah, Frager's 3 free throws were his quick trigger in the corner. For you, it would have been the closest side.
I remember it. Yeah.
And he got fouled. And immediately when he went to shoot that, I was like, my God, don't shoot that. Like, you are not open. And the guy closed out too hard and he got fouled, so he got bailed out. But that was you didn't have a whole lot of shots go in the last couple of minutes, but Nebraska got enough free throws and was able to extend. And then it only got worse from there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I mean, like, just looking back, I didn't even remember. So Nebraska outscores. So they end up in the first half, though. They do end up by 16, and it was a 14-point. I mean, they were kind of even halves in terms of the lead that you had both times. I mean, I could go through the individual players here at this point, because there are 6 guys. I think 6 guys, I would say, on Nebraska. And they all bring completely different things to the table, and they all feel like they are so refined at it. Maybe, I don't know, I would ever call Berke refined. That might not be the right word for him. But the rest of him, I mean, I'm going to do it again. This was the clip that went viral last time. But Sam freaking Hoiberg. I mean, Kaleb, that and one that he got in the first half was dirty. It was unbelievable, that and one that he got in a matter of, honestly, and it wasn't even like this at the beginning of the year with him. He has gotten completely comfortable with going to the rim against anyone. Now,
yes, he's gotten really aggressive.
Even against Oklahoma, he wasn't there yet.
Yes, and like when he gets to where he's confident that he's gotten there a couple of times, it becomes bully ball for Sam Hoiberg. Even if the guy has got a couple of inches on him, he will get in there. He'll spin on a dime, like in place. It's kind of funny sometimes the way he spins, but he finds a way to get into the paint and just kind of throw the ball around. And it's almost circus shot, but like way more under control than what that description gives it credit for.
On that and one, it didn't touch the backboard. I don't believe.
No, it just
from my seat. Yeah,
right in. And it's really impressive to see him make that decision to go be more aggressive inside, because what has been one of our biggest critiques of him the last couple of years, and even early in the middle,
he dribbles in and then dribbles out, right?
Or doesn't have a plan when he picks up his dribble and he's like, what do I do?
He's got no plan. Yeah, I mean, or did have no plan. He has matured. I'm not talking about over 3 years. He has matured over 3 weeks, Kaleb. And to a point that I almost can't believe how good he looks right now. Like, I legitimately cannot believe how good he looks right now.
Here's the critique for him. Is Sam Hoiberg too yoked? Because the free throws.
I ask this
what is happening with the free throws
all the time, so I get it. Like, I get it. This is an issue. Like, my wife will say this to me, and
I had a lot of people asking me after halftime, "What's my workout routine?"
Yeah, no, and good job with that. Like,
Thank you.
It was no Simon Says, that's my favorite.
He's so good.
Not you as much, but it's all right. Like, yeah, I could hear the crowd cheering while I peed. Sam Hoiberg was 5 for 7 he's 5 for 7 field goals, 1 for 2 from 3. And then he hits that 3 at the beginning of the game out of the corner, right? Like, that was a big one early in the game too. When he hit that 3, and he's been Is he hitting at a higher percentage? I know his volume is much lower. Is he hitting at a higher percentage than Mast is right now from 3? Hoiberg, he might be.
I would have to go look at that, but I mean,
there's no way we can find that out. But
there's no way.
I can't think of a way we could actually find that out. But like, in theory, I think maybe let's see. I'm gonna check this out. Like I think he is shooting he's 37.5 from 3. Yeah, that's probably ahead of where Rank is.
No, 38.9.
Rink's
Rink,
30 Rink's
Rink
38.9 from 3.
No. Rink is 41.7.
Oh, you have a bit more updated.
Yeah, I've got the updated numbers. Yeah.
41.7.
And here's the thing.
He was 45 before this game.
Rink is 41.7, and he's second on the team in 3-point percentage.
Yeah, because he was 1 for 6 tonight. He was almost at 50%, and he freaking blew it.
No, now he trails Jamarcus Lawrence.
Okay, Jamarcus Lawrence. Let's talk about Jamarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Great transition. Does Nebraska, Kaleb, how many years have you heard people say about Nebraska basketball? They need a true point guard, right? And you had Alonzo Verge, and then you had Cam Mack, and you've had and it's almost been all the way back since going back to what's his name back in the Tim Miles era that you just had people say you got to have that true point guard, and Nebraska just never seems to have it. Do they have it now?
Well, yeah,
point guard.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when you look at last year, Rink is out with the injury and Jamarcus is playing at Rhode Island, and it's like if you have either of those, it feels like the season last year goes differently. And then you get to this year, and it's the way the offense runs through a big. You get it with Rink being back, but also because of the transfer and the return of Jamarcus Lawrence, you're able to orchestrate the offense that way. And what he does with the ball. And it's Mickey L says it in the I-80 Discord. He isn't a traditional point guard when you look at him. He's a little bit slashier. He's a little bit more of a shooter. But he's
been great shooting.
But it's what he does handling the basketball in a way that you don't have to have other guys do that. In a way that, like last year, you wouldn't have had to have Bryce handle the ball as much as he did.
But like I don't know. I looked at the I don't remember when it was in the game. I looked up and I was like, he already has 6 assists. Like he quietly piles up assists.
Yes, and it's really good because you have Rink who can dish it out, but then when you start to get Jamarcus driving and dishing and finding guys, he takes off sometimes in transition with the ball at 100 miles an hour, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to get down there and have any kind of clear shot. There's going to be 3 guys in front of him. And then he just does a little side dribble, comes out, flips it back, and Price Sanford hits a 3. And I'm just like, okay, well, that works. That's why you go 100 miles an hour is you get everyone moving so your shooters can catch up to you. It just works so well. And I think Nebraska is seeing a giant, like even more of a benefit of getting Rink back. Jamarcus Lawrence almost as necessary for what the offense is doing 100%. Right now.
Yep. I mean, you cannot overstate the impact that he's had, and especially when he's shooting threes like he is.
Yes.
And I was trying to think of Glenn Watson's name. Thank you, full mask guy who texted me there. But unbelievable. Let me just continuing to go through some of the guys for Nebraska. We mentioned Sam. We mentioned Jamarcus. I mean, Rank Mass, what do you say? It wasn't a good 3-point shooting night for him, but man, he had a couple of hook shots, Kaleb. Mm-hmm. He had the ability for him to find ways to score. I mean, I'm sure there's some great big defenders in NCAA basketball that are going to be a tough matchup for him. I'm not sure that I've seen one yet. Tonight, was it 31 for Wisconsin? Mm-hmm. Like, there was a point tonight. Is it 31? Yeah, Winter. Like, I felt bad for that dude at one point tonight trying to guard Rink. It was not pretty. It was a little bit tough to watch.
Rink, when he gets patient, like on his back down, and he'll go and he'll switch hands and he'll kind of check the other shoulder. And Wisconsin, I thought, was going to throw a double at it. And then he was obviously going to kick it out. They
sort of half-ass did it the whole night.
Yes.
They were like, oh, am I going to do it? Nope. Am I going to do it? No, I'm going to do it. Like, that was what they wanted. They didn't want to commit either way. I'm not an X's and O's guys, but that's what it looked like to me.
Well, and when you do that, Rink just continues to dribble and goes, are you bringing a double? You're not? Okay. And now I'm going to get into my move.
It's like this game of chicken.
Yes, Rink was trying to bait them into the double and goes, all right, you're not here. Here's a hook shot. Like, here, I'm going to go ahead and do this because I can win one-on-one. And he does win one-on-one the majority of the time.
Nolan Winter, who embarrassed a couple. He's 7 foot tall, man. Like, he is a big freaking. He's a big. Wisconsin is a big team. That's a really big team.
They are.
And I want to get back to Rink in a second. You don't happen to have on your numbers points in the paint, do you?
Yeah, I said
that on the box score.
I said that earlier. It was Nebraska.
I wasn't listening.
I know. Usually when I talk, I know you're not. Wisconsin 44 or Wisconsin 24, Nebraska 44. Yeah.
That is wild.
Here's some of those others in those kind of additional where the points are. Nebraska points off of turnovers 13-9, second chance points 10-7. Nebraska did not have a single fast break point. Wisconsin had 2. Bench points, Nebraska 28-9.
I mean, those guys, Winter and Belauskas, if I'm saying that right, I mean, they're big. I mean, they're big. They got bigs on their bench too. And like, I don't even know. It was this inability to commit to figuring out how to guard Rink. It was not being able to stop the drive for the most part. And then it was getting, I mean, the amount of times too, that Rink would then dish it to Berkay at the last minute and just have him. I mean, it was just like cat and mouse with these games with these guys would play with Wisconsin inside defensively.
Well, and that's so I want to transition there to Berkay.
Yes,
because
that's good. Perfect.
Because there was a clear difference in this game. Not to say that he wasn't playing with energy or that he wasn't into it on both ends of the floor. But when Berkay hit his first 3 and the whole place knows his shooting percentage, PBA goes nuts. Berkay's arms are in the air. Rink's arms are in the air. Everyone is going nuts because of the energy Berkay played in the idiocy after making that 3-pointer, but continued even up until he left the game with a bloody face, was insane. He was on the floor diving for balls. He got a block shot. He was grabbing rebounds left and right. Like, just defensively, his energy, it was like, okay, he hit a 3 and now he's turned it up to 11 everywhere else on the floor. And that's, to me, Berkay scoring is like, it's good. It's a little bit last year like Jawan Gary. It's like, hey, take what you can get out of him. But it's everywhere else Berkay impacts the game, and he turned up the everywhere else to 11.
Yeah, for sure. Personality-wise, man, in a weird way tonight, he reminded me of Keisei tonight. He reminded me of Keisei Tominaga. The way that he was, I mean, multiple times he's just going straight to the fans, trying to pump them up.
Yep.
He's got the blood all over his face and in front of the student section. I see my son. He was sitting there. He's in the Discord chat right now. Hello, Johnny. I do see your chats. But Berkay goes and hypes up the student section. I mean, and then he makes that 3, the second 3 that he made.
Yeah.
And of course, he's endeared himself to everyone so much that people are just falling over themselves after he did that. But like, they've got to have a guy like that on the team. And we've talked about this before. It seems like Fred's teams seem to skew stoic in some ways. We've talked about this before, but like he's the exception, I think, more than anyone on this team. And there's probably some others that are a little bit, but he's the exact opposite, man. He is and then beyond that, just beyond the sort of the intangibles with him, the last time out against Creighton, he pulls down almost double-digit defensive rebounds in that game. And tonight he only gets 5 rebounds, but again, 4 for 5 field goals. And he can thank Rink Mast again for those, because I don't know how many of them Rank served up on a platter. He had the 2 threes, but the other ones he served up on a platter and hit both those free throws as well on that. So.
But what is one of the things that you have asked for? You asked for it last year. You were asking for it a lot of this year already. It's that how can you get somebody close to the Keisei energy of, it's almost psychotic what their energy is and what they're doing. And you got Psycho Bearcay tonight.
Yeah, it was Juwan Gary was that guy last year as much as possible, but I mean, Bearcay takes it to a closer to a K-State level. He absolutely does. Bearcay is my favorite player. I mean, I love him so much because if you ever watch, I probably have talked about this before. You watch him during warmups, during like pregame introductions. He watches every time. I've seen him do this like 4 times this year. He watches the entire pregame video, and he acts like it's the first time he's ever seen it in his life.
He loves it
the entire time.
He loves it,
and he sees himself in it. And it's like that Leonardo DiCaprio gif where he's like, "There's me." Like he's really like looks at his, and then there's this, and then they do the starting lineups, and JP is reading everybody's name, and Bearcay mouths his own name with JP. He's so excited to be on the floor. He's so excited that they're saying his name on this floor that he's like that's what he does. He mouths it. What I've seen it multiple times. It's amazing.
He's got his energy is likable Ivan Drago. Bearcay is a likable Ivan Drago. He is very much I will break you, but also look at this video they made with me in it.
Paul says Bearcay is angry K-Say. I don't feel like he's angry. I don't know. Mickey says he was singing Go Huskers after the game. That sounds right. Whatever that is sounds right. BTM says Bearcay is freaking hilarious. Dave says, I forget Bearcay is just a sophomore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
D-Dub says, I think what's nuts is this team can shoot better, maybe not play better, but shoot better. Yeah, again, I will tell you again. If
Bearcay's a junior, by the way.
Junior. If you gave me this score, I would have been like, yep, this was the game. We knew this game was coming. We said it all year at the beginning. There's one game where Nebraska is going to go insane from 3 and they're going to beat some. They're just going to absolutely blow someone out, no matter how good or bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't that one.
No, it wasn't.
And I think that one.
And so here's the thing. Start to get into some bigger picture out of this game. Nebraska's 10-0. This has only happened one other time in program history. You're into very rare air. You're looking at, can you stay ranked for more than 1 week and then get bounced out of the top 25? Obviously, it's a tall task coming up with Illinois in Champaign Saturday. But if you're looking at this season and how do you get to 20 wins? Because you're bubbled. Like, get to 20 wins. Everything looks better with that 2 in front of it when you're comparing resumes. Well, you're halfway there. It's December 10th, and you're halfway to we're starting to feel really good about our spot with the NCAA tournament. You have this winning streak that goes back to Las Vegas last year. You have the longest active win streak in the country. You start the Big Ten 1-0. You and I talked last week, Jack, this stretch, Creighton, Wisconsin, Illinois, and we both agreed you feel really good if you go 2-1. Well, Nebraska went hammer Creighton, hammer Wisconsin, and now it is house money at Illinois on Saturday, where you're sitting at 10-0. There is everything going really, really well for this team, and I think this is a good spot for us, Jack, in our confidence ratings, because we both jumped up after the Creighton game when we talked the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess we probably need to do that again. I mean, you can't really move at this point. I
can.
Where did you end up at?
I was a 9.83?
I don't know. Yes. Are you going up to where are you going to top it out at this week?
I will go to a 9.94.
Not all right. 9.94. I think I went up to an 8.
You went up to an 8.
I mean, I got to go up after this. There's no way I can stay stable after this. I'll go 8.5 after this one is over. So, yeah. Excellent. Anything else you got in terms of, we kind of went through, and again, I agree. Jared Garcia, great minutes. He ended up having 13 points. Had a couple of big rebounds, I think, in that one too. Like, if you can get those minutes from him, that's going to be huge. And Fred talked about it a little bit in the radio post game, just that they've been trying to kind of he's had some injury issues, and I'm hopeful that he, as the season, gets a little bit later, gets some more time and is able to be more healthy to be able to do some of that stuff. So yeah.
Oh my God. I'm watching Fox College Hoops shared the video of Berke walking off the floor with a bloody face and just like yelling at the student section. It is so
Amazing.
good.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Absolutely amazing. Next game, Kaleb, is we're gonna wrap this up because I gotta go to bed pretty soon. Nebraska goes to Illinois. I don't know what the line on this is gonna be. Illinois top 15 team right now, and you look at Illinois' season so far. They beat Ohio State yesterday on the road, so that was great. They beat Tennessee the week before on Saturday. They do have a loss to UConn this year, and I believe a loss to Alabama, and that's it for them. They beat Texas Tech. They lost to, and that's it. Yep. So losses to you. They've played a really high level schedule this year. So this will be just far and away Nebraska's biggest challenge this year at Champaign.
Yeah, it will. But like I said, when you're trying to play out what does the season look like as a whole this week to start out getting these first two, you're carrying a lot of momentum with you on your way to Illinois. Think about how different things would feel, even if Nebraska wins, but it's a couple of tight games. Let alone if Nebraska drops one. There is all kinds of momentum for this program heading on the road for the first true road game of the season for them, because they had all of those neutral site games. But this is one of those things. Nebraska has absolutely gotten up for these bigger games. Now can they do it on the road where you're not going to get Nebraska even at half of the arena? This is going to be very orange. It's going to be very Illinois on Saturday in the afternoon.
Yeah, you're right. They haven't had anything like that whatsoever this year. Sioux Falls was Kansas City was, like you said, at worst half and half. And then, Kaleb, real quick after that, they have over a week off. Sunday, December 21st, North Dakota at home. And then December 30th, you've got New Hampshire at home. So you have this weird period between the 13th and when they play Illinois and the second, like 2.5 weeks where you do have two games, almost 3 weeks where you do have two games, but they're against like kind of the dregs of the Ken Pom and the RPI and the NET. And so like Illinois, man, that's your shot. Can't leave anything out there, and you get a chance to keep that one close or make it crazy. Like, I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to think about this here at that point. But Nebraska justified its rating. Nebraska still has the longest win streak in college basketball. Nebraska is now 10-0 this year. And tell you what, like I said it at the beginning, Kaleb, this feels like a mid to late February game. This feels like a game that is going to be one of those ones that when you get to end of February or March, you're like, boy, I wish we had that one, whoever loses it. And
for sure.
Nebraska got it tonight. And that's absolutely great. So, all right, let's wrap this thing up. I'm going to go to bed. It's late. Thank you to everybody. Man, we had a huge, giant crowd out here tonight. Thank you to everybody. Appreciate it. Who was watching tonight on the I-80 Club YouTube page. Kaleb, real quick, tell people about Husker Max and what they can see there over the next day or two.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with Husker Max, not just Nebraska men's basketball, but women's basketball, also undefeated and rated to start the year. You've got volleyball in the NCAA tournament, Sweet 16 action this weekend. Lincoln Arneal, Jeff Sheldon, the whole crew handling all of that. Football, bowl prep, transfer portal stuff coming up. Kind of if it's Huskers, we got it at huskermax.com.
All right, there you go. So if those of us who joined us during the show, if you want to watch us do this next time, like and subscribe to the YouTube page. If you're watching live, set notifications. Kaleb and I are going to do one. Actually, I think Josh and I are going to do it after Illinois.
Yep.
So Josh will sub in for Kaleb. We'll do one more then during the holiday break. And then the next one will be Friday night, late after Michigan State on a Friday night. So, and then those of you listening after the fact on podcasts, make sure you're liked and subscribed to the I-80 Club and get all of our stuff. And if you're interested in being in the Discord and having your chats read and supporting what we do, go to patreon.com/IID Club and be a member and get all the perks. All right, we got to wrap it up. I got to go to work very early tomorrow morning. Kaleb, thanks so much for joining us from PBA. Go home. Have a good night, all right?
Yeah, I'm pretty friggin' tired, man.
All right, see y'all later. Thank you very much for joining us on Nebrasketball Hour on the I-80 Club.